Welcome back, everyone. Excited to kick off today's first interactive workshop with the one and only Phil Stringer, who just tuned in and is ready to hop on. Phil, excited to have you here. Let me pull you up on screen. And we're getting ready here in just a couple of minutes to kick off the official session, day 2 of the Scale with AI Summit. Phil, how are you doing today?
I love it, man. So excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for making the time. I know it's hard to find you not in an airplane these days. Traveling your
So right
sweet.
after this, I'm hopping on an airplane. So
Ready to go, man.
love it.
It's awesome. We've got a full house today. Got 30 folks in the crowd who are some people have even seen you speak before, which is cool to hear. We were just having a call introducing day one and letting people know what they can look forward to in today's session, get an idea of how to use ChatGPT to save time and make more money in their business. So I will leave the stage to you. If there's anything that you need from me, I'll be here and checking the comments, making sure if we get some questions fielded or otherwise that we can dive into those. And then I'm sure we'll have some time for open questions and answers, guys. So make sure as you're watching, take some notes and drop some questions into the comments while we are here live. We see one already, heard you attend one of your meetings before. So
I love it.
awesome. Phil,
Yeah,
spotlight is on you. You ready to rock and roll?
sweet. Let's do it. I'm going to share my screen and going to go through some strategies, some tips and tricks. And really, what I'm doing is just sharing what my organization has done to scale and to make money and save time. Nobody can argue with things that have worked for me. I'm just going to tell you what I've done and some of the tools that we've done. So I'm going to spend the first maybe half on some tools, and then I'm going to spend the second half on specifically how we use ChatGPT to increase revenue and to save time. And so, without further ado, I'm going to share my screen here. The idea here is I want to make you money and I want to save you time. Like those two things are what matters to me. And on average, our academy students that we teach save an extra 470 hours in a year. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you, some of these strategies on how to do that. So I want to start off with just a simple question. And if you can, put it in the chat. What is your most valuable asset? What do you think your most valuable asset is? Throw it in the chat if you've got an idea. I personally believe for me, most valuable asset to us is time, right? Now, there's 3 reasons why I have heard this is true. Number one is I've heard that we don't know how much of it we have left, right? Doesn't matter what your name is, everyone watching online, or maybe you're watching a replay, you are not promised tomorrow. I'm not promised tomorrow. We don't know how much of it we have left. Second reason why I've heard that time is our most valuable asset is because we all have the same amount of it per day, right? And again, it doesn't matter who you are, we're stuck at 24 hours in a day. We can't have more or less. It is 24. And then the third reason that I have heard is we can't create more of it. Now, I actually think that one of these is a lie. I believe that we can create more time. Now, I don't think we can create more time in the sense of having more than 24 hours in the day, right? It's 24. But I do believe that the work we do today can create time freedom tomorrow. I believe if we choose to invest our time into things that will save us time in the future, although it's going to cost us time now, it will have a compounding effect in the time savings of the future. So you can spend time now to make more time later, which is what this entire summit is all about, right? You're literally investing time being a part of this summit to learn how to save time and make money using AI. And so anytime you can increase your output while maintaining or decreasing your input, you create leverage. So think about it. If you can get more stuff done with the same amount of effort as before, or even reducing the amount of effort that it took you to get it done before, that's when you create leverage. Again, that's what this entire summit is about. How do we use AI to create leverage? The business owner with the most leverage ends up winning at the end of the day because you can do so much more with less. And so I love this quote by Jim Rohn. It says, "Time is our most valuable asset, yet we tend to kill it Waste it, kill it, and spend it rather than invest it. Waste it, kill it, and spend it rather than invest it. I think that's so true. And that really is something that hits hard for me. If we can spend the time today creating something that will save us time tomorrow, eventually, after so many days, we will break even on our time investment to where every single day moving forward, we're actually creating time we didn't have before. So let's say you invested 2 hours into learning some AI strategies to save you 10 minutes a day. And you just take one little nugget from this session and you say, hey, I'm going to apply this. I'm going to save 10 minutes a day by doing this one thing. Obviously, if you invest 2 hours in that, after 12 days of saving 10 minutes a day, you've now broken even on that initial 2 hour investment. And then every day moving forward, you're actually creating 10 minutes that you didn't have before. And so you might be thinking, okay, why is he saying 470 hours is the average that people save using his strategy? Well, we've tracked it. We have over 1,200 students in our academy. We have an academy that teaches people how to use AI tools, certain strategies to save time and make money. And on average, our students save 40 hours per month using the strategies that we teach. And so, again, you might be thinking, okay, 40 times 12, that's 480 hours. Why did he say 470? Because you have to factor in the time of implementation. And so, for about 10 hours of implementation, we see about a 40-hour a month savings. So 480 minus the 10 hours, you're at a net positive of 407-hour savings in an entire year. How many of you would kill to have an extra 470 hours to do the things that actually matter? Revenue generating activities, building relationships with your clients, building relationships with your friends and family, right? Like anything, you can use that time savings for literally anything that you want. And so that is why I say AI is to your time what compound interest is to your money. AI is to your time what compound interest is to your money. Guys, time is leverage, and the business owner with the most leverage wins. And so if you followed me at all, if you've been to any of my events, maybe you follow me on social, you've probably heard me say this 100 times, and I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face, but AI isn't going to replace your job. Someone using AI will. It's not AI that's threatening your job. It's literally your competitors that are implementing AI before you do. They're going to have the most leverage and they're going to run circles around you until you're out of business. And so the good thing is, though, you don't need to be an AI master. You don't have to be this tech genius. Everyone doesn't have to be a Darby, right? I'm so glad that I don't have to be Darby, because we don't all have Darby's brain. We don't have some of these people's brains where they're just extremely smart with technology. You don't have to. Some of these tools and strategies are so simple to learn. And I'm going to go through the tools that we have used to scale our business to a multi seven figure business in literally 12 months. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that we have done to make that happen. So if I were to wrap this entire introduction into just 3 simple words, for me, it's evolve or die. It's been true since the beginning of mankind. We have had to evolve or we would die. And the same can be said with technology. This is an opportunity for a major promotion for you. You have the opportunity to really boost your business. So don't be scared of AI. Don't think, oh, it's going to take my business. Think, wow, I am sitting on the very front of this amazing opportunity where I can create leverage for myself and really run circles around other businesses and my competition. So this is me, Phil Stringer. Probably the best way to get a hold of us is through Instagram. It's just my first and last name. We share tips and tricks, and you can message us if you have any questions or if you need help with things. We respond through DMs on Instagram, probably the best way. You can also go to philstringer.com, and everything is there on my website as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this next few moments to share with you. I'm going to highlight a couple different tools that I have used and that my clients have used to get a lot of success. And remember, I'm defining success as time savings or making money. There's a lot of things with AI that are, it's cool and it's fun to talk about at a party, but at the end of the day, you're like, how is this really driving revenue? How is this really moving the needle? How is this saving me time to where I can make more money and use my time efficiently? So these are the things that we have used. And I want to share with you some of these tools. And then I'm going to give you guys a PDF at the end of this presentation that outlines all of this stuff. And so I'm actually going to exit this presentation now and go over. This is the PDF that you guys are going to get. So you don't have to take notes. You don't have to write down, oh, what was that tool called? What was the web address? It's all on here for you to where you can just click through, go straight to the tool, and we have all of it laid out in this PDF. So again, it's 10 tools and prompts to increase revenue, efficiency, and productivity. So the first section of this PDF you can see here is the tools section. And so we're going to run through these tools, and I'm going to highlight just a few, again, that I have used to create success in my business, to where I've saved so much time using these tools that I'm able to then scale my business and focus on the things that actually matter. And so you see here, I've got a list. You've got the tool, you have the link here that you can click straight through, and then you have a short description of what the tool does. So if I switch over here to my Chrome browser, you can see that I've got Opus Clip. This is the first tool that I have used, and it has saved us so much time. And if you guys have used it, you probably know this is a fantastic tool. But what this does is it creates short form content from any type of clip. It edits the clip for you to be an Instagram reel, a TikTok, a YouTube short, etc. So you can either drop in a link of a video and hit this purple button, or you can upload a file. And again, you can shoot these videos in any way. It could be from your phone vertically, it could be horizontally, doesn't matter, right? It's you just load in a video any length. When you click get free clips, it edits it automatically. You see how the original was horizontal? It's going to cut it to the right size for short form content for social media. It's going to add the captions for you. It's going to add auto B-roll if you wish to keep people engaged. And then it tracks the speaker. So if you have someone who's walking or speaking, it literally does face recognition and tracks the reframing. And then one of the really important things about this tool is something called AI curation right here, where AI literally identifies the most compelling hooks, the most shocking hooks. It takes the transcription of the video, it understands what you're talking about, and it says, okay, we know that we need to grab attention at the very beginning, so this is the best hook right here. And we're going to put this at the beginning to draw people's attention in. And then we're going to pair that with relevant highlights to create one Instagram reel, one TikTok, one YouTube short so that it's engaging. And so this is a really powerful tool to create short form content. We've used it a ton in our organization and it works very well. Second tool I want to highlight, this is Descript. Now, some of you might have been familiar with Descript. You might have used Descript. I'm going to actually show you this specific project right here, which is an event that I did in Charleston. And let me see here. I'm going to push play and see if you guys have audio. Darby or anyone else who's out there listening, I'm going to play. Let's see if you guys can hear this.
Hey Charleston, I'm Phil Stringer and I'm sitting here at the back table of the room. It's about 20 minutes before.
Can you guys hear that okay? Okay, perfect. So what I want you to pay attention to is I want you to pay attention to the background noise. I want you to then pay attention to my eyes because about, I don't know, 10 seconds in, I start reading from a script and my eyes look down and I start reading from that script. So I'm going to play this for you and then I'm going to show you some ways to edit this video. Doesn't matter if you've never edited video before. This is something that can really boost your video game. So again, pay attention to the background noise. I'm sitting at the back of the room. It's 20 minutes before the event is about to start. People are filing in and you can hear them all chatting and talking. So listen to this.
Well, hey Charleston, I'm Phil Stringer and I'm sitting here at the back table of the room. It's about 20 minutes before we're about to start and I cannot wait to have this game-changing event with you, the Impact Group. We're diving deep into how AI can help you as a real estate agent. Whether you're trying to win more listings, market smarter, or streamline your workflow, AI is the tool that is going to get you ahead. You can hear there's a lot of background noise right now and I'm actually reading from a script, so my eyes aren't even looking at the camera. But you're going to learn today how to automate things, how to create time-consuming tasks and make them shorter, get better insights, and close more deals with less effort. Cannot wait to see you in 20 minutes. Let's go.
All right, lots of background noise. I'm not looking at the camera. I also said something that I probably wouldn't want in the video, and I said, there's a lot of background noise right now, and I'm actually reading from a script, so my eyes aren't even looking at the camera. If I wanted to edit this video, and I've edited an email, a Word doc, anything before, this is called text-based editing, where I can literally pretend like this is a Word doc, and I can highlight the words that I don't want. I can hit backspace, and now watch the edit.
You're going to learn today.
Check this out.
AI is the tool that is going to get you ahead. You can hear, you're going to learn today.
Oh, I have you can hear. So if I want to take this out here, AI is the tool that's going to get you ahead. You're going to learn. Check this out.
AI is the tool that is going to get you ahead. You're going to learn today how to automate things.
So I can literally remove one word. I can remove sentences. I can remove paragraphs. It doesn't matter. It's just like I'm editing a Word document to edit what the video is. So if I edit the words, it's going to be reflected on the video, which is amazing. And it's really easy to use for people who are like, man, I don't know how to edit video. I don't want to learn. Super easy. But then they have additional AI features in Descript. This little button called Underlord gives you all of the AI features. One of them is called Studio Sound. Check out the difference when I turn on Studio Sound. Remember all that background noise?
Hey, Charleston, I'm Phil Stringer, and I'm sitting here at the back table of the room. It's about 20 minutes before we're about to start, and I cannot wait to have this game-changing event with you, the Impact Group.
Completely gone, right? The background noise is gone. Remember when I start reading from the script, about right here, you see my eyes are not looking at the script. There's another eye contact feature where now, check this out.
It can help you as a real estate agent, whether you're trying to win more listings, market smarter, or streamline your workflow. AI is the tool that is going to get you ahead.
So now I've changed my eye gaze to where people can't tell that I'm reading from a script. I have changed the background noise to where you can't even tell that anyone else is in the room. I've edited the video to take out specific sections that I didn't want. And there is a remove filler words button where in one click you can remove ums, ahs, everything completely in one click to make it really succinct, and you can literally take out any of your fumbles in one click. You also have shorten word gaps where you can shorten every word gap, because with short form content, if you're doing editing for short form content, you want it to be super punchy and you want it to not lag, because if you sit and you think for a second, people are getting bored, their attention span's nothing, they swipe on by to the next video. So you can do shorten word gaps where you can say, okay, any gap that's more than, and you can set your time. So if I would say any gap that's more than 0.2 seconds, which I have 6 different instances, I want it to shorten to 0.1. And you can set this however you want. Anything that's longer than, say, 0.3. There's only one time where I had a 0.3. Let's see what it was.
Let's go.
Yeah, at the very end, which I don't care about. But if I want to set this and change it to whatever I want it to be, I can do that. And it makes, in one click, all of the gaps between words and sentences, makes it very punchy. Another really cool thing, and then I'm going to move on from Descript, but I find it very interesting, is if you say the wrong thing, you can actually change it. Let's say, for an example, I was in Austin, Texas, and I forgot and I said Charleston because I was just there yesterday, right? I can correct the word and I can change and be like, oh, shoot, I don't want to re-record that entire thing. So I'm going to make this Austin. And now that changes the text on the script, but I can replace and regenerate with AI this word right here. And it takes, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds or so to regenerate, but it uses my voice and it changes that to where I can say the correct word. And this works really well for specific words or specific things where you said something and you didn't mean to.
Hey, Austin, I'm Phil Stringer, and I'm sitting here.
So now it changed it to Austin, and it used my voice to do it and my mouth movement to match with it. So again, this is a tool where you don't have to know how to edit videos. You don't have to be this crazy tech genius to do it. You literally can just in one click change different things with AI, and it'll take your video editing game to the next level. If you're like, dude, Phil, Opus is awesome, Descript is awesome, but I pay someone to do all my video editing and video work for me, awesome, great. Give these tools to them, and they will be able to 10x their output for you for the same cost. And so those are my 2 favorite video tools that we've been using that have helped us scale our business to a multi-7-figure business. This one here is a tool called Tactiq, and this is changing gears a little bit out of the video world into kind of note-taking. Tactiq is a tool that is, say, Otter or some of those note-taker apps, but this links with your web conferencing software. So Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, whatever you use, WebEx, it runs in the background. It doesn't say that annoying thing where it's like, hey, Phil Stringer's note taker is in the room with you. You have to accept. It just runs on a Chrome extension. And the powerful thing with Tactiq is it gives you a full summary of whatever meeting you're in. It knows who is speaking based on the square that's highlighted and what their name is based on what name they typed in to enter the Zoom room. So it knows who is speaking and it knows who's being spoken to. So it can then assign action items to specific people in meetings if you choose to do. And it will also create an agenda for the next meeting if applicable. So I'm going to take you to an old coaching call that I did with a guy named Tony. And you can see I can literally do a short summary, detailed summary, citation, action items, bullet points. They have a ton of different things. This is just a few of many different summaries that you can create. Here's my action items from the meeting. Here's what Tony needs to do. Here's what I need to do. Next meeting agenda, an 8-step agenda for our next meeting. And then here's the summary about what we talked about, bullet points of what's happening here in this coaching call. And then you have the full transcript of who said what with the timestamp for the entire conversation, which is super helpful. Now it gives you some stats down here. It looks like I spoke for 65% of the time, shocker. But you have a lot of different functionality with this tool because you think about it, like with meetings with employees or with different people in your organization, fantastic. Like you can take notes without having to divert your focus. But even with meetings with clients, can you imagine how amazing you're going to look if you do any type of client call, discovery call, customer service, prospecting, whatever it may be with whatever industry you're in? And you get this summary, and within 5 minutes of hanging up the phone, you're sending them a summary via email saying, hey, here's what we talked about. Here's what you said is important to you. These are my action items. Should you move forward and become a client, you're just going to look like you have your stuff together. And it's really an incredible tool to increase customer service, but you don't have to shift your focus from talking to the client and being down here and writing notes the entire time. It's taking the notes for you. And so I use this tool every single day. One really neat thing is I train a lot of real estate agents, and a lot of real estate agents are like, that's awesome when we do a buyer consult or a seller consult via Zoom. But what if I do a buyer consult or I do an in-person meeting with someone? Then what? Tactiq allows you to upload an audio file or a video file, and it will do the exact same thing that it does on Zoom. And so you're not limited to only having Tactiq work if you're on a virtual event. You can literally upload any file. And so if you're meeting someone at Starbucks for a client meeting, you can take out your phone, hit record on the voice memo thing, upload the voice memo to Tactiq. Boom, you have the full summary action items agenda done for you. And so I use Tactiq every single day.
Quick question on Tactiq.
Yeah, go for
Does
it.
it also do sentiment analysis?
It does. Yeah. And they have several different, I think there's 30 different templates, pre-made templates that you can just click and it generates. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. This one here, moving on outside of note taking, obviously you guys are probably familiar with image generation with AI. We've all seen the images online. Firefly is a free tool where it's one of those ones where you can type in what you want, you put in a prompt and you get an image, right? So you can come up with anything crazy that you want. Like I could say an astronaut riding an elephant on Mars, right? I hit that, it's going to give me 4 different options and I pick which one I like. So I could say, you know what, this one's my favorite right here. That's what I like. Or I could say, nope, this one's my favorite. I can edit this image further. I can upscale it and I can literally change it or download it. Now I have a ton of options on the left-hand side to where if I wanted to say, I don't want it square, I want it to be landscape. And I don't want it to be art, I want it to be a photo. And I want a specific style. You can even upload a photo for reference for style if you want it to match the same style as an image that you currently have. You have all these different effects, color effects, lighting. You can specify the camera angle of which way it's shot. Hey, I want it to be shot from above. I don't want it to be shot like this. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to make a specific image, and that's great. And I think that these tools are really fun, and you can probably use it for marketing for sure. One of the most practical uses of Adobe Firefly that I have seen is generative fill. It's this tool right here, where you can actually upload your own image and you can remove things, add things, expand images. And I always teach my students, I'm like, since we do a lot of real estate, I'm like, hey, when you get your listing photos back, when you list a home, what's the worst thing? Maybe when it's trash day and there's trash cans outside and it just makes the house look dirty. Or maybe when the owner forgot to move their car. So I have this actual listing from an Atlanta event that I did where she was like, hey, I've got this cheaper junky listing, but there's this car that's parked outside and it makes it look even worse. She was like, can you do this right now? And so she airdropped me this photo. I'm going to use the same photo. I can insert things into this image by literally just, if I wanted to do this and add more trees, I could do that, type in here what I want, trees, and hit generate. Now, obviously with listing photos, you don't want to add things that aren't there. But if I want to clean something up and I literally just want to say, do this here, I can remove whatever it is that I want to remove. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract this because I want to keep the trees in the sky there. But if I select what I don't want, so this car right here, and I'm just going to say, look, I want you to change this area. And I hit this remove button, it's going to give me 3 options of filling in that space and removing the item. So I'm not changing the structure of the home. I'm not adding anything to it, which wouldn't be good. But I have 3 different options of the car being gone. And I could say, this is my favorite. That's what I'm going to keep. And if I wanted to move this stump out, I could do the same thing. I can also expand the images. If I needed to make it larger, I can literally expand and it will fill in what it thinks should be there. Again, it gives me 3 different options. If I don't like any of the 3, I can regenerate again and get 3 more until I'm happy. But it's really an incredible tool for cleaning things up, for adding a little bit of character. And you can see you've got a couple different options there. Don't use this to change something that shouldn't be changed, obviously, but this can be a great tool for someone who's like, dude, I just need this trash can to be gone because it looks so junky and I don't know how to use Photoshop. Now you don't have to hire a video or a image editor, a Photoshop person. You can literally go into Firefly, which is free, and you can tweak images and remove things from them. This tool here we've used, and it's a fantastic tool for someone who needs a website, but they don't want to spend the money for a designer. They just need like a good looking template. And what Durable does, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but you answer 3 questions. It literally asks you, what type of industry are you in? What is the name of your business and where is it located? And then from those 3 questions, it generates a website for you within 30 seconds. And it looks really good. It's templated, it's well designed like this, and you can change any of the sections that you want. So you can go in there, it's going to put all the text in for you. If you're like, I want to change the About Me section to be actually about me, you go in and you tweak the text or you regenerate each section. And it's really done very well. You can see some of these designs. It looks modern and nice. And then you get your template and then you can tweak your template. I think the pricing on this is $30 a month. At least that's what it used to be. It was 20. They flipped between 20 and 30. It might be 20 now, but it includes your domain and your hosting, and you can add as many pages as you want. So this is a really great tool for someone who's needing a website, but they're like, dude, I don't want to learn how to build one. I don't have the money to spend to create one and to pay a designer. This is a really good tool, durable.co, for increasing your website. This one here, we've probably heard of, at least if you've been following the AI generated avatar game. This is HeyGen, and it's my favorite when it comes to AI avatars, where you pick a model. You can pick any type of model, you pick any type of voice, And whatever text you paste in, you can paste in a script, you can paste in anything, you hit play, and that model with that voice is reading or speaking what you just pasted in, right? Their mouth moves to it, and it's literally someone, it looks like someone was recorded speaking what you just wrote. A really cool thing about HeyGen is you can upload a video of yourself, and they'll create an AI generated avatar that looks and sounds like you. You can also change the language of what's being said. So this is Phil Stringer in English. So you can see that. Oh, you can't hear that one?
Yep.
Here, let me see if I can reshare. I'm going to stop the share and reshare and see if it'll work, because it is pretty incredible hearing the voice and hearing the differences between. So let's do this. I'm going to share screen. Yes, I need to share the actual tab. So let me do that. Okay, so I've got this HeyGen screen. Okay, you guys should see this now. Let's try this. Tell me if you can hear this.
Hey guys, this is Phil Stringer,
Yep.
and I'm recording a test for HeyGen's record audio feature.
So that's not me, and you can see that is completely generated by AI. This is in Japanese.
マイケル、この電話でのあらゆる洞察に感謝したいと思います。私たちのビジネスをさまざまな国や言語に拡大し、成長させること。
So you can see how this can be very beneficial for people. I would not use this for social media. I believe authenticity wins with social media. I would use this for any type of training programs, any type of process, SOPs, onboarding, processes that happen. And you're like, dude, I don't want to sit in front of a camera and record and edit and buy lighting and buy them all the equipment. This can be very easy to record courses and whatnot. And so I've saved companies. I saved one company $60,000 in shooting an onboarding class with HeyGen instead of buying all the equipment, the time, and the editing. And so this is a tool that can certainly save you a lot of time and money. I'm going to stop the share and go back to the full screen share now so that you guys can see everything here. And we'll jump to the next tool. All right, so you guys should see here. There we go. This one here, I've got two more that I want to show you. I might throw in a bonus one because the bonus one has saved us so much time that as an organization, I think you're going to love it. This one is called Tome, T-O-M-E. And this is a tool that creates presentations or pitch decks from prompts. So you can literally go in and it'll create a presentation for you. Now it's like the Durable tool where I showed you, where it's like, it gets everything laid out, but it's still up to you to tweak it and make sure that it's the slide deck that you want. Maybe you can rearrange the slides, change the images, regenerate the images, and make it how you want it. But the power in Tome is that you're not starting from a blank canvas. You have at least something created for you to where then you can edit it. It's much harder to create a presentation, obviously, from a blank canvas. And so this allows you to at least have something for inspiration, and then you can make the pitch deck how you want to make it. But it's designed well and it's done for you. So Tome is a good one. Another one that I like for presentations is Beautiful.ai. That's just a little bonus one. We've used that as well.
Got a plan that too. We've been using Gamma throughout the summit.
Oh, Gamma's amazing. Yeah, Gamma's amazing. Designer. This is a tool that creates ebooks and flipbooks. Now, you can upload any type of content and it creates an ebook from the content. So let's say you upload a Word doc or a blog, you paste in a blog, you put in a podcast episode, a YouTube video, a PDF, it doesn't matter. It'll create you an ebook or a flip book based on what content you load in. So the reason why I highlight this tool is because let's say you write a blog in ChatGPT and you write it with some type of category that's going to be valuable to your potential clients. And so like for real estate people, I say, look, write a blog that's, hey, the top 5 things you need to know before moving to Miami, whatever. You take that blog, you put it into Designer, it creates you an ebook, a downloadable flipbook ebook that is top 5 tips before moving to Miami. You offer that ebook to your audience and you say, hey, drop your name and email and we're going to send you a free copy of my new ebook. You're literally getting contact information. You're getting leads from people who want to know what are the top 5 tips before moving to Miami? And so if you're looking for relocation leads to Miami, you can easily do that using this type of strategy. So we've done that, and we've done that at a very high level with our students and our clients. So Designer's a really interesting tool. One I want to do, which this is a bonus one, but it has helped us so much, is Scribe. And the website, if you want to write it down, is scribehow.com. This is amazing at creating SOPs, onboarding, documenting processes, because the old way of creating SOPs is you go in, you take a screenshot of page 1 with click here, and then you type in the description, and then you take a screenshot of type this in and hit go, right? It is a process that takes a long time, and you have to upload it into a Google Doc, and it just takes a lot of time. It was taking our people a lot of time, but we knew the importance of creating SOPs. People aren't always going to be with your organization. You have to have your processes documented. It's so important. And so I was making all of our employees create SOPs. It was taking forever. And this tool, you literally hit a record button and you go through the process. Like let's, for an example, we have an SOP for booking my flights. They hit record, they go and they just do the thing. They go to Google Flights, they click on my airport, they do all my preferences. Scribe automatically, when you hit end on the process that you've done, automatically does all the screenshots, click here, automatically uses AI to describe exactly what's going on, what to type in. You can then edit it and tweak it if you'd like to, or remove or add sections. But 90% of the heavy lifting is done with creating SOPs. And the only thing you had to do was hit record and then do the thing. And it tracks everything that you've done. So ScribeHow is an incredible tool. We use it all the time. It has saved us so much time as an organization, and it's been pretty amazing for us. So that's my tool set as far as the ones that we use. Now, I always tell people, don't get overwhelmed. Don't feel like you have to use all of these at once. I would pick 1 or 2 that you feel would make a difference in your business, and then just focus on those 1 or 2 and only do that. Don't try and do 10 at a time, okay? Because then you'll just do all 10 at a low level. So pick 1 or 2, get really good at it, and then maybe add 1 in the future as you get really good at the 1 or 2. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to pause this. I'll stop the share. We're going to see if there's any questions in the room about that before I move on to the second half of this presentation, which is strictly ChatGPT focused, large language model focused. And I'll share with you some of the strategies that I have used with large language models to make money.
Any questions, guys? I had no idea that Adobe Firefly could do all of that, and it was free. That was
It's crazy.
Great insight. We have one.
Yeah, let's go.
Alonso?
Yeah, thank you very much, Phil, for the lovely presentation. I think I have really learned a lot from this. And your last advice for taking 1 at a time, take 2, don't take much. I think that has been affecting me a lot of time, but I need to focus on 1 thing at a time for me to learn more. I really want to talk about the one of the durable. I think I am in love with that. Designing of website, because those that design website take over a lot of companies' website, and they do a lot of. So I don't know if designing the website, it come with the domain. Are you paying both the design and the domain? Does it come with the domain? That's the
comes with it. Yep, you can purchase the domain through Durable.
Okay, thank you for that. And how I saw your link, I would also like to follow you, because I need to learn more and see how I can go more further in my business, because you are the only one that can determine your own business. Just like you said, when you come in, nobody will tell you you're doing that or nobody. You are the only one that can do it. I don't know how, if it is possible to get the full clip of this video after this section. I don't know if there's an arrangement for that. After the section, get a full clip. Thank you. That's my question. Thank you.
Love it. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
I'll be uploading all the edits of this videos in the long form after today's call. So you'll be able to go back to this specific section on that, everyone, for the replays until we get each individual clip. I see another hand, but really quickly before we get there, we have one question. What resources do you recommend, Phil, for creating and editing or editing professional headshots?
Yeah. So there is a tool that I like for generating headshots. So you upload selfies of yourself and it will generate headshots in different locations, in different clothes. So you have different styles. There are several of them out there. The one that we've heard really good feedback from our clients is one called Remini.ai. It's actually on the PDF that I'm going to give you. So the link is there. I'll also paste it in the chat here. And that way you guys have it. But it is on that PDF that I'm about to give you in the tools section. So it's a tool that they appreciate and they like. They've gotten some good results. The one thing to really understand, though, with these tools is that when you generate images of yourself, probably 80% of them, you're going to be like, what the heck? That's creepy. It doesn't look like me, right? You're going to get bad results. But this is really meant for the 20% that you're like, wow, that actually looks really good. And so don't feel like all 100 images are going to be perfect. You're probably going to get 7 to 10 that you can use, but it's still worth it.
Thank you, Phil. Assad, if you want to come off mute real quick.
Very quickly, do you have any software for real estate development? I'm interested in, apart from what do you call it, the Mid-Journey, where you would put a villa and have it offer you different redesigns of that villa or whatever. Do you have anything of the sort?
Are you talking about, have you used Mid-Journey?
No, yes, there's Mid-Journey, but I was asking if there is anything specific where you would upload some sort of a sketch or whatever. And it would,
That's a great question. Firefly is actually working on that technology to where you upload a sketch and then it creates from the sketch. Photoshop AI has a lot of functionalities with that. So between my image suite that I use to do everything is Midjourney and Photoshop AI. All of the Adobe Firefly features are in Photoshop AI. It's just Firefly is free and it's easy to use. So I tell people, hey, use this. But I really like all of the features within Photoshop AI. It just takes a little bit more, it's not quite as user friendly because there's so many options and so many things that you can do in it. So that is something that Firefly is releasing soon where you can upload a sketch and then it creates images from your sketch.
it would offer you like a variation of looks of the house, or is that Mid-Journey?
Yeah, you could do that in Midjourney. You can do that in Firefly from a sense where they have an ability to upload an image as a reference image. Photoshop AI does the same thing. And so that technology is getting better and Adobe's working on to where you can literally provide sketches and it creates 3D models of things. And that's what's coming very soon.
Okay, thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Got one more question, Phil, before we move on to the next segment. How
Cool.
have you improved and automated your onboarding processes using AI and automation?
How have I improved my onboarding? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, literally Scribe has changed the game with our onboarding. We have put all of our SOPs, every single process that we do is all in Scribe. And so now when we hire or when we fire, everything is done and in Scribe. And so for our onboarding purposes, we use Scribe for everything. All of our SOPs are done. And that's been the most helpful tool for us for onboarding. And then we have done courses and videos using, say, HeyGen, a tool like HeyGen, so that I didn't have to like record something. We have onboarding videos done with HeyGen. So between Scribe and HeyGen, our onboarding game we've saved at least like we've 10x'd our savings easy. Like we're doing everything in a tenth of the time.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, I love it.
We have one
Awesome.
more
Well,
question, but let's get to that
got
question
another
later
one?
about examples of SOPs and guys developed through Scribe. Maybe if you like had any examples that you might share, we can
Yeah, for
we can
sure.
come back to that later.
Absolutely. Yep. So let's do this. Let's jump into ChatGPT because I know all of us are using large language models like Gemini, ChatGPT, whatnot. I have a very specific way that I use large language models, and I'm going to share that with you guys now on how I save time and generate revenue using large language models. Go back to presentation mode here. With ChatGPT, it's important to understand, and I think all of us know this, but it's a tool, and tools are only as good as the person using them. A hammer is only as good as the person swinging the hammer, right? And we have to understand, one, how large language models work. But two, we have to understand exactly how to interact with them to get the results that we need. I realized very early that there were two problems when it comes to the normal person using AI and getting a great result. The two problems are we don't know what to ask it and we don't know how to ask it. Those are the two problems because we know that it's capable of doing pretty much anything we want, but it's hard for us to have the creativity in our mind to think of what we can possibly do with this thing. So I set out to solve those two problems. If I can help solve the problem of I don't know what to ask it and I don't know how to ask it, then we can change industries on how we use large language models. And so what I want to do with you is I want to go through in the next few moments, I'm going to teach you how to really understand how a large language model gets you a result from a very easy to understand level. I'm just going to break it down. I'm going to talk to you like you're 5 years old because that's how I like to learn. But what is ChatGPT? And understanding this changes the way that we use large language models forever. So these models, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, they're large language models, LLMs. We've probably all seen that term, LLM. It works by reviewing an enormous amount of text, of human written text, and it identifies the way that words relate to one another. Okay? So it identifies the way that human language relates to one another, and it builds this model that allows them to reproduce similar text in responses to us. And so when LLMs are asked a question, they're not just looking up an answer like a search engine like Google. They're actually producing a string of words by predicting which word should follow the previous word. And it keeps into account the broader context of the words before it. So in essence, it produces a common sense response, not just a static list of articles or results from looking something up. We click on the result and we could potentially answer our question. So there's really three, at a very basic level, there's really three different things that ChatGPT, large language models, reference to give you an answer. Number one is it references the large amount of data set that it has been trained on. We're talking trillions and trillions of data points that these large language models have been trained on from a ton of different human written interactions. Number two, it references the specific prompt that you put in. Now, we all know the more basic the prompt, the more basic the result. The more extensive and detailed the prompt, then the more detailed the result that we're going to get. And so it is garbage in, garbage out. The problem is most of us don't know how to write prompts that are effective because our brain doesn't work that way. We're not meant to be prompt engineers unless you're a smart person like Darby. Number three, it references, and this is probably the most important, is it references the chat history. Everything in that prior chat history it references to give you a response. Now, it calculates these three things and it says, what should this one word be? And it calculates those three things to give you one word. And then it recalculates those three things to say, what should the second word be based on the first word? And then it recalculates those three things again to say, what should the third word be based on the first two words? And so on, to give you an idea, guys, of how crazy this is. ChatGPT runs 107 billion with a B calculations per word that it gives you. Per word, 175 billion. So that tells you how amazing this technology is because there's so many different variables. That also tells me that if I were to copy and paste a prompt in, I'm going to get a different result than if Darby were to copy and paste a prompt in because he's in a different market. His memory is different on his ChatGPT account. He has different vision and goals for his business. And so I'm going to get different results because there are so many different variables. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I am going to take you through some things. Now, what I want to do is I want to give you guys this PDF that I'm talking about because we can walk through it together. But I'm going to go to the second half of this PDF, which is the prompt section. And I'm going to show you how I've used ChatGPT specifically to save me time and make me money. And I'm going to use this PDF to walk through with you. So scan that code, or if you hate codes, you can just go to philstringer.com/scale-with-AI. And that will give you the PDF that I've been walking through with those 10 tools and the prompts that we're about to go through right now. And so I'll give you a second to scan that. Again, if you hate codes, just go to philstringer.com/scale-with-AI. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit this. We're going to go back to that PDF, right? This is the PDF with the tools that we just walked through. That's the one you just scanned. On this second half of the PDF, this is the prompt section, and I'm going to be using this. The very first prompt, this is the most important prompt, and this is the one that's changed our entire business. And it's training ChatGPT to fully understand your business and your goals. So I'm going to read this to you. It says, prepare to generate content for me in future prompts. Before we proceed, I want you to fully comprehend my business, customers, target audience, and goals. Base your future responses on my provided answers that I will give to you. I want you to fully understand my objectives for creating content. To achieve this, ask me at least 25 questions about my business, customers, target audience, vision, goals, and any other necessary details to complete the upcoming tasks to the best of your ability. Your understanding is crucial for optimal results. So you see what we're doing here? Instead of going into ChatGPT like everyone else and saying, hey, write me a blog about this, and getting a generic result, we're saying, hey, I need you to create content for me. However, I need you to fully understand what I'm trying to do. I want you to understand my market, my target audience. I want you to understand my unique value proposition, everything. And I want you to interview me because you know what you don't know. And you know what you need to know the most in order to give me the very best content. So ask me the things that you have to know to give me the best content. And so then ChatGPT is going to come back and it's going to ask you 25 questions. So if I were to do this and I just copy this prompt, I can go over here. This is obviously ChatGPT, and I can do this. And it's going to ask me 25 questions about my business. So what I would do then is I would take this, let's go to a Google Doc, right? I'm going to create a new Google Doc, and I am going to paste these questions in. Once it finishes generating, I'm going to paste these questions in, and I'm just going to answer these questions. So let's do this. It's almost done generating. It's 25. Perfect. So I'm going to copy these. I'm going to paste them into some type of note, whatever it is, and I'm just going to begin to answer these questions, right? I answer them however long I want to. I can be detailed. I can be, hyper specific. I can just answer it with one sentence, right? But the point is I go through and I answer these questions. And once I'm done answering these questions about my business, I take this and I copy the questions and the answers and I paste them back into ChatGPT. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to say, here are the answers. Here are the answers to your questions. I paste that in, I hit go. And what happens is, obviously, I didn't really answer these questions. I just put this stuff here. But if you really answer the questions, now this model is going to be trained on your specific business, your target audience within this conversation. Okay. So this can obviously be done with the free version of ChatGPT. It can be done with the paid version of ChatGPT as well. But this is a way where anytime you go back to this conversation right here, so I might rename this. Let's say this was Stringer's Cupcakes. That's my business. I'm going to name it whatever my business is. And anytime I go back to this conversation, then I say, hey, write me a blog. Hey, create me an email drip campaign. Hey, write me a text message campaign. Hey, write me a short form YouTube short video script, whatever it is I'm creating. It is going to reference every single thing that I told it about my business in these questions. And this is like the interview process, right? And then it's going to create content for me super hyper specific for that specific use case. Now, if you have the paid version of ChatGPT, the better way to do this, rather than just going back to this conversation, because each conversation has what's called a context window, where it only remembers a certain amount of text. It's 32,000 tokens. And I would say, I don't know, 100 to 150 pages of a book, depending on what words you have on here. And so you don't want to have to go back to this and copy this and remind it every month or two, right? But you will have to do that if you have the free version, because after so long, this conversation is going to forget everything at the very top after, say, 150 pages of a book. So the better way to do this, if you have the paid version, and this is only for paid members, you can't do this as a free member, is create your own GPT, where you can click this create button and it creates your own GPT, but you load in the answers from these 25 questions into that GPT. And then you can pull that GPT in at any moment to any conversation. And it's a bot that's been trained on your business with all the information, and it doesn't forget it, right? So then you don't have to worry about finding this conversation and, oh, is it going to forget anything up here because it's been a couple months since I've retrained it. This is a workaround for free users for sure. But if you're a paid member, then make sure you create your own GPT, and you can call it whatever you want. I called mine Stratus Growth Machine, where it's trained on my business. And then I can pull in at any moment. I can just hit the @ symbol and I can start to type in the name of my GPT, and I can click Stratus Growth Machine. And when I say write me a blog about AI, it's going to use the 25 questions and answers that I've already answered from my business in writing this blog, and I can pull that in and out of any conversation at any time. So you can see how that's a benefit for being a paid user, because paid users can create GPTs. Free users can only use GPTs. They can't create them. And so that's a hack. If you're on this PDF, we've trained our business, right? This is the most important thing, step one, because all of our content flows from exactly what we're trying to do. Great. This next one, I highly recommend using this after you've trained your business, and it's 90 content ideas your target audience may want to know. So you copy this, and basically what it says is, hey, create me 90 lesser known facts that my target audience would want to know that would be valuable to them. So you're creating content ideas for any type of content, blogs, social media posts, YouTube videos. It doesn't matter. You pick. Anytime there's a green bracket, these are variables that you can change and put whatever you want in it. So if you've already trained it on your business, you don't need to put a topic in. You can just say my business. So if I were to take this and I were to go back over to ChatGPT, let's see here. Here we go. And let's say I had trained it on my business. I'm just going to put, give me 90 lesser known facts about my business. And I'm going to put my business in here too. I obviously haven't trained this. It only knows the very few things that it knows about me from the memory on this. But it's going to create 90 hyper specific things after I train my business for my potential clients and for my so you can see here, AI doesn't replace agent, it enhances their reach. So just with the little things that it knows about me, which this is pulling from, you have a section which is customized ChatGPT, where you can put things in here. We have 1,500 characters about your business or how you want it to respond. It's always going to pull from that. But what this is pulling from is another section in your settings, which is you've got this personalization, where you have memory turned on or off, and you can manage the memory of what it remembers about you from prior conversations. So this is literally pulling, because I haven't trained this account on my thing. It's literally just pulling from the memory, knowing that I'm in AI, I work with real estate agents, and this is what it's pulling from. So what I'm going to do then, let's say I decide I'm going to do these 90. I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to get, it's still going. I'm just going to take the first 50 so we don't have to wait for it to finish generating. I'm going to take these 90 ideas. I'm going to start a new Google Doc, right? Or Notepad or whatever you use. And I'm going to paste them in. Now I've got all 90 in this Google Doc. And I'm going to read through and I'm going to say, I love this. I would love to do content about that. That's great. This one here, perfect. That's something I can talk about. Yes, that's beautiful. I can do an Instagram reel on that. But if I go through and I'm like, I don't really want to talk about virtual staging, I'm going to delete it. And I'm literally just going to go through and delete the things that I don't want to talk about, right? So I'm going to say, man, I don't really want to do property analysis. I don't want to do this one here. And I will this list down to just the things that I am hyper-focused on that I believe would help my clients. So let's say I've whittled that list of 90 down to, I don't know, 60 or 70, right? And this is my list. I'm going to take this list and I'm going to go to this next prompt, which is create a complete content calendar using these ideas that we just generated. Remember, these ideas are based on our specific business. They're hyper specific to what we're trying to do. And so this content calendar right here, I'm going to copy this prompt in and we'll just do it together. I'm going to paste this in and you'll see here. So I'd like you to help me come up with a content schedule for and you pick what type of content you're wanting to do. So let's just do, I don't know, let's do a blog. Okay. That has the best chance of helping me reach as many clients and potential clients as possible. The entire goal is to establish my authority in my market, provide massive value to my audience. I want to inform and captivate potential buyers and clients with my content. I would like to post, and let's say, I don't know, I'm going to do 2 blogs per week, right? You get to pick based on the content how many times. Please target clickbait style titles that will get people to want to watch, read, or listen. So since this is a blog, I'm going to say read my content. And please organize the title of each in a nice looking table so it looks like a calendar. And then down here you see it says paste the list of content ideas if you have them. Guess what we just did? We literally just created a list of 60, 70, whatever it is after we whittled down our list of all the content ideas that are hyper specific to what we want to do. Paste those in, hit enter, and now we're going to get a calendar created for us based on our posts. We want to post twice a week. And then it takes the ideas that we've just formulated and it gives us a clickbait style title to get to people to want to read the blog. So now we have 5 surprising ways AI is changing real estate and how you can benefit today. How predictive analytics can identify your ideal buyer with just an address. Like you have all of these clickbait style titles ready to go, and we have exactly which blog we're doing, which week. There we go. All right, so now we've got this set out where we've got our titles, and I want you to go to the next prompt, which is this one here. It's not necessarily part of the sequence, but let's say for an example, I'll take you through the sequence of a blog since we're doing blogs. I have craft the perfect blog post right here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but essentially it's an SEO generated article, 2,000 words, 15 headings and subheadings. It starts with an outline, ends with FAQs. All you have to do is put in the title of your blog. So you're literally going to take this prompt. You're going to go in here. It looks like my network failed, but you're going to go in here and the only thing you're going to do is put the title of your blog right here. Guess what we just did in our calendar? We have all of these titles. So I can just take this title right here for blog number 1. I put it right here and I generate the full article with 15 headings and subheadings, FAQs, the whole 9. And it's all done. And the only thing I had to do was put the clickbait style title, which I got from my calendar before. Okay, so you can see how this process is really good for any type of content creation because the content is being created specifically for your business, your market, your price point, your product or service, your target audience, your unique value proposition, and how you're different from your competitors. And it's all hyper specific rather than, hey, ChatGPT, write me a blog about AI. There's a huge difference here. A couple things I want to point out with some of these prompts. This one makes us a lot of money. This is creating a buyer persona with a list of pain points. So you put in what industry you're in right here. You put in what product or service and the price point of what you offer, and you put in your market. It creates a buyer persona with demographics, psychographics, shopping behaviors, list of pain points on the hurdles and the issues that buyer could face in purchasing a service or a product from you, whatever it is, whatever industry you're in. You then take that persona and you create content around solving the problems of that persona. So this is a targeted ad based on that persona. And what this prompt does, you put in what type of ad you want. This prompt creates a targeted ad that solves the problem of whatever buyer persona you just created for your specific product, your service, your market, your price point. And then you literally create content all around solving the problems and the pain points and the hurdles of what your target audience is facing. It's an incredible way to make money. Our students make a ton of money running these ads and creating content around problem solving. I also have analyze a specific text for style, voice, and tone. This is something where if you want ChatGPT to sound like you, just do this, paste in something you've written, and then the future responses will sound like you writing. Excellent product service descriptions, 10 captivating hooks for content and for ads, Instagram carousel creator. So you can see how this strategy can be very helpful. If you just have the correct prompts, then you'll know exactly what to do. And all you have to do is copy and paste. And so what I want to do with you guys, and then we'll open it up to some Q&A after this, is I want to show you really how this works. If you think that these 10 prompts are helpful, then you'll be probably excited to see that we actually give our students, this is a Notion board with over 500 prompts written for specific use cases, right? And you've got general use, you have email marketing, you've got SEO, you've got YouTube, web, TikTok, copywriting, all of these different things. If you want to write an outranking article to surpass your competitors, you click on that and it gives you the prompt right here where you copy the prompt and then you can put in your competitors and it will write an article with the whole goal of outranking your competitors. So all of these different prompts are in here. We give our students, the people who are in our academy, they have access to all of these to where whenever I am adding new ones or taking ones away or updating them or making them better, it automatically updates on their system because they have a login to this website. It's not just a PDF that can't change in the future. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to at least let you guys know about this opportunity where if you're like, dude, this is a game changer. I want to learn more about these AI tools that you've been going over. I want to learn how to use large language models to increase my revenue, to save time. We've actually got this academy and I want to show you what you get in the academy. So this academy, you get those 500 plus prompts that I showed you. You get a login with lifetime access. You get an on-demand AI course where you take it at your own speed. Everything's broken up into modules, short videos to where it's like, hey, I want to know specifically how to edit an image by doing this. You just go to that one short video. You don't have to scan through and be like, what module was it? What video was it? It's not an hour-long video where you have to scrub through. Every video is just a specific task, so you can easily find it and just pick what you want. You can pause it, rewind, go fast, go slow. It's all at your own speed. To keep the live value of this, though, because I believe live is very important, we do weekly live sessions with me to where you can ask anything that you need to ask. Upon completion of the program, you get an AI Academy certification, which is going to be a tool in your tool belt to really separate you from your competition because you'd be like, hey, I've been certified with AI in my industry. And we give you an invitation to a weekly mastermind that only graduates are allowed to apply for. And so this bonus I'm so excited about because we have partnered with Darby for his MarketSauce reports for this incredible 50 plus page business and marketing blueprint. Guys, this is exhaustive. It's really detailed. It's really good. I believe you guys are getting one credit towards a smaller version of this, but Darby is offering the entire full report, which we normally charge $500 for that with our academy students because it is so exhaustive and well done. But he's throwing that in today where you get the full report for his buyer's brief. And it's really an incredible tool for your business. And it's over 50 pages of business and marketing for your specific use case. It's not just a generic thing. And so we give that free as a bonus with this call to anyone who wants to be in on the academy. Now, you might be wondering, okay, what does the academy do? There's a lot of things that it can do. I think on this call, you've probably seen a lot of the things that you will learn. And it's really an incredible tool to add in your tool belt to learn about AI and how to use it to save time and to make money. Regular price for this is $5,999. We have over 1,200 students. A lot of them have paid the full price for this. We do run promotions every once in a while where we'll do events. We did a Black Friday deal, whatnot. We are doing a massive discount for this summit. It's actually the largest percentage discount we've ever done. This matches our Black Friday deal from last year, where we're giving 50% off the academy. Now, in order to get the 50% off, you have to use that promo code Scale with AI at checkout. This is only good until midnight tonight. And so we're going to offer that for you with his code. And Darby, we might talk about, because you have a replay, let's talk about maybe extending that to your replay people as well. So we might just offer it until the end of the course or however we do that. But the Scale with AI coupon will get you 50% off. You can scan that code, or you can go to philstringer.com/academy. And we also offer a 3-pay option where you can use that same code to get the same 50% off, but it's 3 monthly payments of $9.99 rather than a one lump chunk. And so if you're interested in doing that, this is really an incredible tool. I've been working with Darby for a while, and you get the access to his buyer's brief along with all the benefits of what we're doing now. One thing I did want to point out, and then we're going to open it up to Q&A, because I think this is very beneficial and valuable to people. I have a guarantee with this program that you've probably never heard before, but I'm going to give it to you, and you're probably going to be a little shocked. I always get people who are like, what the heck? How do you even do that? But here's my guarantee. So first off, I wanted to create something that anyone could use and have guaranteed success. That was my goal. Now, understand, I'm not asking you to decide yes or no to this course today. I'm actually asking you to make a fully informed decision on if this is right for you. That's it. The only way you can make a fully informed decision on if this academy will change the game for you is on the inside of the course, because you're not going to know what's on the inside until you get in on the inside. So if you get in on the inside, you see everything that I say is true and valuable to you. If it is, that's when you decide to keep it. If the academy is not for you, then no hard feelings. Literally, after signing up using that promo code, you'll be able to make a fully informed decision that it's not for you. But if you can't make that decision right now, for the same reason why people don't buy a house without doing a showing, without looking on the inside, because they don't know if it's right for them before they go in on the inside. And know this, if you get all the knowledge from the course and you're still not happy, if you're not happy for any reason whatsoever, I'm not happy either. If you want your money back, you can get it, because I don't want to keep your money if you're unhappy. All you have to do is email us and tell us at any time, hey, look, I went through the course. I'm not happy. Give me my money back. You got it. I can only make such a bold guarantee when I'm confident that what I have is the real deal. And I am confident you're going to get exactly what you need to supercharge your business. Now, if that's not good enough for you, this is the crazy part that everyone's like, dude, what on earth? I will also pay you whatever your hourly rate is to compensate you for the time you spent taking my course. There is no risk of time waste here. I know how busy you are. I respect your time. So the worst case scenario is that you get paid your normal hourly rate while learning from me. And so do you think that I would still be in business if I gave a crazy guarantee like that and I wasn't good at what I did? Now, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to hit all of your dream goals with AI, because I can't physically force you to do the work. But I am guaranteeing you that you will get way more than $3,000 of value to change your business forever, even if you don't finish the course. If you don't feel like I gave you that level of service, I will write you a check the day you tell me I suck. And best case, you get the business of your dreams. You begin to crush your competition. You make a bunch more money. You save a ton of time. Worst case scenario, you tell me I suck, I write you a check, and you get free training from the world's top-rated AI coach, all while getting paid your normal hourly rate while doing it. So both options are risk-free here, but the only thing guaranteed not to help you is walking out of here today with nothing. That is the guarantee that we want to give you. Yes, we are giving you a money-back guarantee like everyone else does, but we were trying to figure out a way to say, if they didn't like it, then they're still out their time. And so with that guarantee, we also give you a time back guarantee where we pay you your hourly rate for every moment you spent taking the course and you didn't like it. So to get that 50% off, this will give you either the 3 monthly payments of $9.99 or you can do the full. This link goes to the same spot where you can choose which one you want. Use Scale with AI. That's the one that we have active right now for Darby. And that's the one where if you use Scale with AI, you also get that free MarketSauce report, the 50+ page business report, which is so worth it in itself, guys. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to stop my share and then let's take it over maybe to some Q&A and see if we can answer any questions that you have as well.
Thank you so much, Phil. And yeah, we'll make sure that we extend that for a few days beyond these lives, just because people are watching them at different time zones and catching up on the
Perfect.
replays as we have them. If you guys do have any questions about that before with Phil or myself in terms of what's included, feel free to reach out and contact us directly. And yeah, let's open it up for some questions. We got about 15 minutes here before Phil's got to hop on a plane. Any questions or insights that you guys took away from today? Love to hear from everyone.
So no questions about the course, what Phil is offering in his academy. I should be asked directly to Phil.
But yeah, if you have a question about it right now, I'm sure that's fine.
Very quickly, how long is the course at the academy?
Yeah, so we add modules to it all the time as things become updated. And so you have, say, a module on generating images with AI. And so you have a whole images module where it teaches you how to generate images, edit images. You have a module on ChatGPT. You have a module on videos. You have a module on blogs. So you go to the video that you want. You can watch it all in sequence and learn everything. Or you might be like, you know what? I'm writing a blog today and I need to know how to do this. And so you go to the section, you click on that. And so every single week we add more modules because AI is evolving and things change. And so I'm shooting literally another module now that we're going to be releasing in a couple of days, but we always add more modules to that course.
Something we discussed prior, just so you guys are aware, it wasn't included on the slides, Phil, was anyone that does enroll in Phil's Academy is also going to get a full year complimentary inside of the Gen AI University Pro program. So that will complement what you're doing and going through there. So you have additional support along with the buyer's brief.
Love that. Yep.
All right. Anything else, guys?
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for the time and attention. And hopefully this was valuable for you. And Darby, thanks for having me, man. It's been awesome.
You bet. We do have a question here, it looks like, from Coach JP. In addition to the prompts, you are utilizing certain copy frameworks to further help guide AI, or do you generally let AI decide the best copy format?
Say that in a different way. I'm not understanding what the question is.
In addition to the prompts, do you have additional frameworks that, I think this is what he's asking, do you have additional frameworks that you'll bring in and say, now that you've got the prompts, are you bringing in a framework, or do you have any other processes for those frameworks to optimize the copy that ChatGPT is giving you?
Yeah, we teach different frameworks. We teach prompt sequences, the correct way to do prompt engineering. So the 500+ prompts, the bank of them, are really there for copy paste purposes, for when you're like, dude, I don't even know where to start. But we also have a module specifically on prompt engineering and different frameworks to help you, guide you through the step-by-step process.
Thank you, Phil. Any more questions? We've got a few minutes left here, guys. I have no more questions. I won't hold Phil hostage. Question, do you have a calendar of upcoming live workshops? Do you have a calendar of upcoming live workshops on site for nationwide that you're going to be doing?
Yeah, we just updated my website a couple days ago. On my old website, we had my tour of events that I was doing. On the new website, it's not on there right now, but I know that it's a feature that they're going to be adding again. I'm in Minnesota tomorrow doing a live event. I'm in Miami the day after that. And so we take it week at a time. And yeah, we have a full booking calendar where it's been a pretty crazy ride, but we've been enjoying traveling all over the place. So I'm flying to Minnesota. Literally, when I hang up on this call, I'm going to the airport.
You guys go follow Phil on Instagram. I think it's the best channel on social to reach and connect with you at. That's at Phil Stringer on Instagram. And then go and check out his website, philstringer.com. And stay up to date with where Phil is traveling. Good chance he's going to end up in your city or near your city sometime in the next few months.
I'm in Austin in a couple weeks. So Austin, Texas. I think I'm there on the 21st and 22nd.
All right. I'll make a note of that.
Yeah. The Academy is hosted. So we were doing it through Kajabi. We have just in the last 2 months, because we came out with a brand new product in September, the Academy 2.0. We're now hosting that through a platform that's built on Go High Level.
A question to repeat what I said about the support. What I was saying is anyone that does join Phil's Academy, even through whatever weeks, however long that deal is going to be available for members during the Summit Live, or if you join after the fact, I will be including the full buyer's brief report. And we sell those at $500 as a done for you service, as it is as part of your membership there, as well as a full year of the Gen AI University Pro membership, which is it's $99 a month, $1,000 a year. So that would be complimentary if you guys do join through us for just additional support in what we do to complement what you're learning with Bill.
That's a great deal. Any plans to come to Mexico? Yes, for vacation. I don't think it's a speaking event, but I know I'm there in February. I've got a Paris event in December. I think those are my only 2 international, maybe Canada in January. But
if there's no further questions, thank you so much, Phil. Everyone say thanks to Phil. Let him know if you are interested in connecting with him. Again, philstringer.com and at philstringer on Instagram. And Phil, so great having you here. Thank you so much.
Been
for
a pleasure,
sharing.
man. As always. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
That link that you've got, we'll make sure that everyone gets access to that throughout all the resources inside of our directory after the summit is wrapped up. So you guys will have access to that. See, may have a few people signing up already for the Academy. As soon as you guys do sign up with Phil's Academy, please reach out to me directly so I can make sure that I can get you set up on our end with some things so we can get you rocking and rolling. And otherwise, Phil, so good to see you. Have fun traveling over to Minnesota.
Love it. Hey, thank you so much, man.
You bet.
Always good seeing you. Great event.
All right. Have a good one. All right, y'all. That was Phil Stringer. Some great takeaways there for the different tools and different applications of those tools. I think especially for some of the Adobe Fireflies, I thought was a really cool use case. There's some other tools in there I'll be checking out for sure. See how those are going to complement what we're doing in terms of our workflow. And I can't speak highly enough of Descript for video editing. And that is what we are using right now to edit all of our content in the post-production process and what we're editing all the summit material for. If you're not using Descript and you're looking for ways to streamline and enhance your video editing process, if not just you or someone on your team, that's my go-to for the video editing side of things. Opus is pretty great as well. And we will be meeting back here for the next session with Francis Ablola, who's been a professional marketer and direct response marketer and copywriter for a little over 20 years now. And he's got a lot that he's going to be sharing about copywriting, creating content for social media, and approaching his approach with marketing being leading with empathy and connecting with their customers and sharing his process from a research standpoint, if not just competitor research, but how to understand what the market is thinking, how they're feeling, and how you can create content that's going to resonate with that. And he will be demonstrating, I believe, more over the shoulder, a walkthrough, and we'll see you back here for the next live session.